Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Northgard. Sorry the episode is so late in the day. I have an esophageal condition and this morning my voice was just not gonna voice under any circumstances. But I'm feeling better. I did all the things you do for a bad throat, made some homemade lasagna, ate way too much of it. And I could hear some of you out there saying, hey SB, if you're having throat problems, should you be eating fatty, high-acid foods? What are you, my doctor? No, of course not, because I live in America. I can't afford a doctor. That's ridiculous. So today in Northgard, we're going to be playing a game in Ragnarok mode. Probably most of us are familiar with, at least roughly familiar with, the idea of Ragnarok in Norse mythology. I don't know what it means here in Northgard, though. It sets the map type when you select it. It sets the map type to Ragnarok. It boosts up the world hostility. So it might just be a really difficult to survive on map, but there might be events and stuff. I don't know. Let's get in here and find out. So people seem pretty excited about the Clan of the Kraken and the Clan of the Snake, so I flipped a coin, and Kraken won. So we're going to do Kraken this game and Snake for the next game. So what is the deal with these guys? The Clan of the Kraken knows firsthand how dangerous the sea can be. They worship the gigantic behemoth, fearing its brutal might, honoring its instinctual knowledge, and using its powers when he deigns bestow them. Sort of a weird change in pronoun there in the middle of the sentence. You know what, honestly, looking at this, I think the problem might just be that the Kraken has no regard for human grammar. Look at all these errant apostrophes. Truly a monstrous beast. So colonization and building costs on non-coastal zones are 50% more expensive. That is a pretty serious penalty, actually. If it was just colonization costs, that would probably be enough to keep you from settling inland, at least through like the beginning and middle of the game, unless there was something you absolutely had to have. But with the building costs being boosted too, every building, I'm assuming, that's really harsh. So you're going to end up with a territory that is almost entirely along the coast, which means it's going to be long and narrow, which is a shape that's difficult to defend. We might have to have a larger standing army than usual, like split it into two pieces and keep one group of units at each extreme end of our territory. All units attack is reduced by 30% on non-coastal zones as well. That's going to make it really annoying to clear out like groups of Draugr and wolves that are inland but adjacent to us. Also, it's going to make it weird to attack players sometimes. You can't build longship docks. The trade victory is not available to you. The trade victory relies on docks, so that second part makes sense. And yeah, if I knew this thing was out there in the water, I also would have no interest in trying to build ships. The fisherman's hut is replaced by the fishery, which can be used to fish in both lakes and sea, so that's going to give us some significant winter-proofing of our food supply. That's pretty cool. The brewery, which is the normal happiness building, we didn't see it last game because the Clan of the Stag also has a special building that replaces it. But our brewery is replaced by the Horger, maybe? I do not know how that diacritical mark changes the pronunciation of that vowel. If you know better than I do, please feel free to tell me what's up in the comments. To train female villagers into Norn. The Norn produces happiness and weird, I'm going to guess. It's weird or word. I'm going to say weird. Weird may be used to activate special abilities. Yeah, it's like a spellcasting thing. So at 200 fame, we get the Future Sight. You obtain 400 weird, and events are now revealed long before other clans. That second thing is cute, but it's basically just flavor text, because it's already the case that you get so much warning before events that you can easily respond to them. Howl of the Sea Master at 500 faith, or 500 fame rather. Military units killed in neutral or enemy zones have a chance to become spectral warriors, joining your ranks. That is a little vague. Is it my military units that are killed in neutral or enemy zones, or is it other players' units that we kill? It might be both. I don't know. I mean, we'll figure it out, right? We'll see it in action, and we will know how it works, but I would like it if this is a little bit more explicit. And then finally, our unique relic gains us 1,000 weird when we build it, and our Norns begin to produce fame. So looking at this, what I'm seeing is we have an incentive to maybe have more of a standing army. We get units for free under some circumstances, but only when fighting, not defensively. And we also have a thing that boosts our fame output. So it looks to me like we're probably well suited to a fame victory. The hardest part of a fame victory, generally, is getting enough territory. In order to get the 12 tiles that you need, you almost always have to fight another player. because it's just not enough room on the map for everybody to have 12. So if we're already headed toward military stuff, that makes that a lot easier. And true military victories, like by killing everybody else's town hall, are pretty rare in Northgard because on the way to getting a military victory, you fulfill almost all of the requirements of a famed victory anyway. Ooh, we have enough weird to cast High Tide. We should probably actually look at how this works. It's the list of our weird abilities. So for 100, we can cast Shallow Waters, improve a coastal zone to accept 1 additional building. That's going to be important because we'll probably have fewer total tiles. I wonder if this replaces the ability to do this thing with money, or if you can just boost it twice in each coastal zone. Either one of those is totally good. For 300, we can cast High Tide, cancel the Kraken's building and attack penalties in a non-coastal zone. Okay, this is, we saw the red player doing this in our previous game, right? So it's not that we can't settle inland, it's just that we need to high tide the inland tiles before we play with them. That costs 300, which is pretty significant. We started with 400, but we only have 1 income, so it's going to take a long time to generate another 300. For 600, we can consecrate one of our Norn into a Valkyrie who joins our army. I'm going to assume that the Valkyrie is probably a pretty powerful unit, given the cost of this ability. And then for 1,000, summon 5 hostile spectral warriors to a chosen enemy coastal zone. So it'll be helpful for attacking enemy coast stuff, but we could also just use it on an enemy's, like, in their backfield to draw their army away from something. But for right now, what we're probably thinking about, weird is an economic resource, because it helps us get inland resource packs. I don't know what to, you know what I mean. Like an inland tile that has deer or stone on it or something. Alright, let's try to play the beginning of the game a little bit faster and more effective than we did last time. Obviously, you gotta have your scout camp if you want to ever leave your initial tile. You need a lot of wood in the early game, so I like to build a woodcutter's camp right away. There is an argument that I have seen made that sometimes it's better to save the woodcutter's camp until... look around a little bit, and if you have reason to suspect that one of the tiles near you is a forest, which is a tile that has extra wood production, then just scout that tile real quickly and build the woodcutter's camp there. The thing about that is, you need so much wood through the early game that I think it's perfectly reasonable to just build a woodcutter's camp in your initial tile, and then if you find a forest, go build one there as well. Alright, so we got some early iron. Might help us get a fast war chief. By the way, you can tell if a tile is a forest. If you zoom in, you can see a little bit into the tiles before you have a real vision of them. Forest tiles have a bunch of big conspicuous mushrooms in them, so sometimes you can see the mushrooms at the tile border. Over here we have even more deer and also a runestone. Over here, hey, look at that. We have a forest. So these are the mushrooms I'm talking about. They're not always near the edge of the terrain, but sometimes they are. Sometimes you can get that easy vision. Well, this tile does have early stone on it, which I like a lot. We're going to have to clear those wolves off to get to it, though. Oh, yeah, we should build a house. We're, like, right up against the population cap already. And then after the house, we should probably build a military building. I guess we could just come over here and grab one of these for the moment. Well, actually, never mind. We really don't have a lot of food. I'm going to pull one of the scouts back. I like to very quickly scout out all the tiles that are adjacent to our starting tile, but we don't need to keep 2 people on scouting forever. Alright, so we'll be positive on food for a while. I mean, I really do want to get to the early stone, because I would love to get the town hall upgrade as quickly as possible. Spend as much of the game as possible with that boost to our population growth speed. So I think this is a pretty high priority. We're gonna build this. We're gonna have to spend some money turning people into soldiers. There's definitely a school of thought where we instead we go over here, we get the iron, and we save up to make a war chief instead of making people into soldiers and then making those soldiers back into villagers. It would take a little bit longer to develop, though, and I really do want to get mining the stone as soon as possible. And having access to the forest, with its 10% bonus wood production, is also really nice. Alright, so give me 2 of these guys, and let's go do some bodily harm to these wolves. Oh, this tile is a wolf spawner. It's a dangerous thing. And right now we can run up here. There's only 2 wolves on the tile at the moment. We can run up here and clear it out, but in order to actually get rid of the spawner, we have to take the tile over. We have to colonize it, and that's going to be tricky because of the wolves that are constantly spawning on it. Now, what is this? An ancient graveyard. You can send lore masters to study these burial grounds and maybe find unexpected allies. That's interesting. That is definitely not a thing I've ever seen before. I think I'm going to go ahead and just pull these guys back. So we would have to get to 40... Yeah, see, it spawned another wolf. We'd have to get to 40 food before we could consider wiping this out, or colonizing it. But it was still a good idea, I think, to get the... I'm going to prioritize a woodcutter's lodge over the mine. It was still a good idea to clear the tile out a little bit, because if you let too many enemies build up on the spawner tile, they will surge forward and attack you in a big group, which is always unpleasant. We're building toward 40 food pretty rapidly. If there's only 1 wolf, we only need 1 warrior to clear him out. But obviously, we would prefer it be somebody who hasn't taken a ton of battle damage already. I think we're going to try to knock this out really quickly. Maybe I'm being too aggressive about this, but I just really don't want that wolf spawner right next to our territory, especially when winter hits. Right, you get back over here. You can go and chop wood in the place where it is more efficient to do so. And we're just going to have this one person, fresh warrior, come over here and wipe this out. We'll grab that real quick. It's possible that I'm too worried about this. Ooh, look at that! That right there is a faction border, and notice it is not the color of any of the players. Oh, a second wolf spawned right as we got there. That sucks. Alright, well, that means we're not going to be able to do this. You know what? Go chop some wood. Yeah, that's really crummy. Actually, the timing on that was horrible. Where's our scout at? Ooh, he has found a ruin. So we can explore this and get some money. Make sure that you are not the one tanking, but the 2 lumberjacks should be able to handle that. Yeah, if we explore this, we'll get money and also lore. But obviously we have to colonize the area first. We have a lot of badly wounded people. Here, I'm going to colonize this. Sorry, I'm going to use my weird ability. I'm going to high tide this tile. And then we're going to colonize this. Because I do want to get the hunting building up before we hit winter. I guess we don't quite have the... We've discovered an active volcano. What is this? Watch out for flying molten rocks. That's not really that helpful. It's not super instructive. Hold on, we're going to pull our scout back. He needs to come over here and meet the neutrals. So we did not see a neutral faction during our first game. But there are non-player factions on the map sometimes that you can like trade with or conquer if that's your thing. I'm not sure what we'll do right now. Okay, let's get a hunter's lodge up. Let's winter-proof ourselves a little bit, of course, in our coastal regions. Well, the ones that actually have beaches, at least. We can build fisheries. Actually, there's not that many coastal regions that we can build in over here. I guess we have to check this out as well. We'll go ahead and feast, though. Let's get some early resource production going. There's only 1 wolf here. Kinda makes me want to try it again. I know as soon as we spend the 20 crowns to make a new warrior, they'll spawn a new wolf, though. It'll happen just like it happened before, and that was embarrassing enough the first time. Oh, right. Knowledge. Hold on. We should check out our unique knowledges. So fresh fish, fishermen produce 20% more food, their tool improvement is free, and forging it is faster. That's pretty useful if you get a lot of coastal tiles you can fish from. Maybe not so good for us, actually. Endless Tide increases military unit attack power by 20% and reduces their cost, and makes each military building give you one more maximum army size. That's pretty okay. That's not bad. Near the Sea Spirit generates +1 crown for every 3 buildings on coastal tiles, and enables trade routes, just like the tech that's normally here. This reveals all the neutral factions. All trade routes give you lore, so your trade routes, or your trading posts, function a lot like longship docks then. And trade routes with neutral factions earn you 20% more crowns. Hey, that looks like a pretty good thing for us, given that we have a neutral faction right there. And finally, Foresight causes Norns to generate more weird and more happiness. 50% more happiness is 1 extra point of happiness per Norn before you upgrade their building, and 1.5 after. I guess I don't know how those stack, but it's somewhere between 1 and 1.5 extra happiness, which is to say, pretty significant. You're going to have like 2 or 3 Norns per building. We're definitely going to take Near the Sea Spirit. Maybe we're playing a more trading-oriented strategy this game. That would actually be pretty nice departure from what we did last game. I'm so torn about this. Okay, they spawned a second wolf. Let's just not worry about it for now. Ooh, giants. Ancient creatures from the Dark Ages. Jotnar are peaceful until you attack them. If you do, brace yourself. But if you trade enough food with them, they will actually give you a giant unit to play with. So we need to make friends with these giants, is what I'm saying. Maybe need is strong. I badly want to make friends with these giants. Are we really out of happiness already? Too many wounded. We're also at our housing limit, so I should probably fix that. And here comes the cold season. We gotta put together some kind of plan here. You might be noticing we're starting out a lot slower this game. The Stag Clan gets to start with a bunch of bonus resources, and then they also get they get another pack of bonus resources at 200 fame. So when you're playing as the other clans, things do start up a little bit more slowly. Alright, now when food production is a little bit weakened, this is probably a good time to like start building that mine and get some other things done. You can go and be a lore master for a while. Maybe we should try to get a war chief. Well, what we should probably do, actually, is chop more wood. We need more wood. See this right here? This is what I was talking about. Maybe needing more than 1 lumber camp. Because I want to build a trading post. You know what? Start mining stone for us. And you can also start mining stone for us. I know, we're bleeding food right now, but I'm not too worried about it. As soon as it's no longer winter, that'll be fixed, and we are not going to run out of food before then. Where's my scout? You know what? You're not really needed out here right now. Maybe you could come and provide some resources, even if they're not... Well, do I want him just gathering food, though? Because that's all he would be doing, and he'd be doing it very inefficiently. Let's have him go and check this area out, because we're talking about expanding to here. And with 65 wood, I want to build that trading post, but I think we actually probably have to build a healer's hut first. Because we have a lot of badly injured people. We have a villager who's not so hurt. No, not really. We'll just keep an eye on it. If it says, if the map warns us that we're under attack, we'll have to zoom back over here. Okay, now go in. Okay, just making sure that the healthy people are the ones tanking. Yeah, hopefully that makes it clear how badly we need a healer's hut, like right this moment. Then we can make our trading post just somewhere afterward. Oh, hey. So we definitely take knowledge from beyond, right? Oh, there's also a group of kobolds on the far side of the map. Well, kobolds will give us good money for our goods, but they won't give us a giant. So I'm inclined to stick to the plan here. And I don't mind hemorrhaging food over the course of the winter. I don't think it's a big deal. You know what we should probably do, actually, is shallow waters here before the next winter and get that fishing building up. Also, we got to get our happiness up. We have a lot of things to do right now. Signy is becoming stronger. Okay, so somebody is the Snake Clan. I know that that's a thing of the Snake Clan, is that they have a special war chief that they get for free, and then she's like very young and weak at the beginning of the game, but she grows over time as the years pass. So we do need to put a couple more people on food now that they will do so in an efficient manner. We could probably have our scout... Yeah, you could come back. We don't need you out doing this anymore. Come back here and help us gather food. I'm going to pull these two back to food as well for the moment. So a trading post erected in this area will let us start trading off something to the giants. Food, probably, is what we want to be giving them. We can also start building up toward another feast, which is a pretty good idea. We have 13 stone, so we're short just a little bit of wood. We could accelerate that. I think we need to be gathering the food, though. Okay, you're at full health. You make a fine tank. We really do need to clear out some of these wolves. It is certainly a less friendly map. No two ways about that. Right, unfortunately, this actually doesn't do very much for us right now because we don't have enough happiness for our population to be growing. So I guess we could hold off. Let's shallow water here. And instead of that other thing I was talking about, let's build a happiness building. Well, we do want the fishery here, though, don't we? Yeah, maybe I goofed it up here. I should have shallow watered here first. And it's going to take a long time for that mistake to be fixable. We could just take over another... Yeah, let's just take over another spot. We'll build our Horger over here. Okay, and our trading post is constructed, so we can run a trade route out to other players. You can see the neutrals give us a little bit more money than the other factions do, thanks to our thing. -6 food is pretty harsh, but I think we really want the money. I think we're going to end up running a bit of a trading economy here. How are we doing on that stone deposit? There's 9 more stone in there. I guess we should gather this all. Let's get this done with, and then we can burn the mine, and that'll give us space to build here, and yeah, that's probably the right thing. So we use this to get some money, we use the iron deposit here to get 5 iron, and then we can get our war chief, and have our war chief help clear out some of these horribly aggressive wolves. As you can see, our relationship bar with the giants will fill over time. When I believe they give you access to some giant troops when you hit the 100% mark. Okay, so now we have a little bit of happiness again. Now it makes sense to do this upgrade as soon as we have the 100 wood. And then we can start upgrading our other buildings and getting some increased efficiency, because I think we're going to need it badly. We can shallow waters again. I'm not sure that we know exactly where we want to do that yet, so I'll hold off for the moment. Okay, things are looking all right. Oh, I suppose I could have waited a couple of seconds and reduced the upgrade cost of that. Well, let's take this now. We have enough stone that we're definitely going to be doing some other upgrading soon. I'm not sure what goes next. It might be this woodcutter's lodge. It's easy enough to get that going. We can assign a third person to woodcutting just right away. Healer is very slowly getting all the healing done, but I don't think we can afford to assign a second person to it. Yeah, I don't know. We're developing okay. Alright, that is what I wanted to see. Pull up this quarry. You two come back down here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Alright, that upgrade got us a little bit more information. Future site reveals that the Kraken is coming. You know, not too worried about it, actually. Put a third person on this super upgraded lumberjack camp. We've managed to heal enough that we're no longer suffering unhappiness from it. No, you are not the person who tanks the wolf. Hey guys, somebody get this thing's attention. Alright. Yeah, you can see they're building up. The wolf population is getting a little too dense for my taste. We're gonna need an iron mine and stuff soon. That's probably the next thing we build. It's going to take a lot of money to keep us, first of all, upgrading buildings, but secondly, able to buy expensive military units, because they do get expensive. An unknown clan has built a lighthouse, so yellow is potentially going for a trade victory. I believe the lighthouse doesn't do anything other than get you a trade victory. We can also assign people to our trading post to just generate money. We're doing okay, though. The trade route itself is doing a fine job. Oh, we should definitely feast. Let's get some stuff done very quickly. I'm going to throw 2 people on this iron mine real fast. We don't have use for iron, really, beyond getting a war chief, and a war chief only costs 5, so we'll stop as soon as we have 5. The other use for iron requires building a forge, like we're not there yet. Okay, the ominous shade prowls under the sea, and we will be smart and stay entirely on land during this time. I'm feeling, like, pretty alright about our position here. Except for the fact that we are completely surrounded by hostiles and we really need to deal with that. I do want to check this out. I want to check this out a lot, but we have to get to a position where we can kill a bear before that is feasible. Well, we're working hard on it. So we're up to 4 metal already. I'm going to assign one of you... Oh, yeah, that's right. That building can only train women. This is the only thing in the entire game that I'm aware of that cares about the gender of your people. Alright, you go and become a normal worker again. Okay, so we have enough iron. We're rapidly accumulating the money necessary. We could accumulate it more rapidly if we just throw some people in here real quick. And then there's another building we can put together, the marketplace, that will allow us to spend our crowns to buy other resources, which is probably a thing that is worth doing. Oh, we should probably go ahead and shallow water here. So that we can also build a hunting lodge. And we should also get that fishery going here. Okay, so do we want to go straight to Foresight? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so we're rapidly working on winter-proofed food sources. We're actually going to be in a pretty good place food-wise. We've almost got all of our people healed, and we have our war chief. Alright, the next building that we upgrade probably ought to be like one of the healing buildings. During the winter, your units suffer a pretty serious attack penalty outside of your territory. So we're not going to bother doing anything about this right now, but I am going to send her up here to just tank. And when it becomes spring again, we're going to clear this out, finally. Alright, we can afford to do this right now. I suppose we should, right? Probably want to do it on this one. Oh, and we're population locked again. We're also building locked? No, we're not quite. Okay. This is where we will build the new thing. Oh, during the winter they get a little bit more ferocious. Okay. It's alright, the War Chief has it under control. Yeah, I'm expecting to see a more serious incursion from the wolves over here any moment now. Kraken's out there doing horrible things to people. Boy, we sure do need more houses. Let's have a couple of people get on this. Just need a lot more wood, it turns out. We also don't actually have anybody working this thing. So yeah, we're going to be in a pretty good place on food in a second here. Even with so few people devoted to it. Alright, the Kraken is just having at people, which I love. And like I said, the very moment that the inclement weather ends, we are going on a rampage. Unfortunately, I would love to have more food than we currently have. I don't think we're actually going to starve. I think winter will end in time. But it's still annoying. Because we're going to have to wait for our food supply to build up before we can colonize this. We could... Ooh. Oh, we should totally do that. Let's consecrate one of our Norn. Have one of these guys come over here and be a replacement Norn. Nope, you're male. Both of them are male. Inconvenient. There we go. And you can probably go back to this. Okay, so we now have an army of a Valkyrie and a War Chief. You can become one of these for a moment. So the Valkyrie has 10 attack, 75 health. Actually, yeah, wow. That's a pretty good unit. Let's see about killing these wolves. Let's see, with just these two units. And of course, at exactly that moment, we get attacked by a wolf over here. That's fine, that's not a big deal. Please focus your fire. Yeah, these two together are pretty terrifying, actually. We need 120 food. I mean, we're gonna have to come back here and kill them some more. Let's go fight a bear. I have, like, the utmost faith that we can successfully fight this bear. What do we want to be doing with our wood in the meantime? Because we do have quite a lot of it. We also don't really have a lot of building space left. And somebody's out there hitting 500 military experience already. That makes me a little nervous. What are they doing? You know what we probably should do? Well, I was going to say we could swap our trade route to trading wood, but the relationship bar doesn't fill. If you're trading wood, they really only want your food. So I guess we'll just leave it as it is for now. Let's back up in here and we'll grab one of the villagers and turn him back into a healer. Okay, so what do we want now? I think we probably go down the military line. We are definitely being less aggressive than I would have liked. I was hoping to get up in people's faces a little bit faster, but man, there sure are a lot of enemies, huh? Alright, so let's make sure that we colonize this, collapse the spawner, and then I think this has got to be the next thing, right? Alright, we did it. 30... 30 food, or 30 fame, and also some stone. Okay, let's go kill some more wolves. So, I mean, obviously we want to grab this next. We're talking about a lot of food there. We definitely would have to... Yeah, that's very expensive if we don't build up some weird and high-tide it. And although we are building weird faster, it's still not really that fast. This should probably get upgraded, actually. Oh, hey, it didn't even require any money. Oh, we should get back in here so we can actually get healed. Yeah, if we see yellow trying to take this over, we're going to have to move on it. I definitely want to take this and then immediately build a watchtower. We should probably also build some stuff in our new garbage territory. So I think this would be a fine time to build a marketplace. The marketplace will let us trade off some of this money for food. You know, we'll be able to accelerate our settles and stuff. It's a shame we can't buy weird. Probably we wouldn't actually build anything here until we high-tide it, but if we reach the amount of food it takes to colonize it with the penalty, I think we'll just go for it. Because I really, really don't want to lose it to yellow. I probably didn't need to make the Valkyrie so early. She's powerful, though. You gotta give her credit. Like, this is the best 2-unit army I think it is possible to have. Alright, so what else do we need to be doing right now? We're doing okay on actually gathering fame. We should talk a little bit about the Altar of Kings. We have to build this thing in order to be able to win the fame victory. Oh, right, I should actually bother to build the food silo. I can't build the food silo anywhere. I guess let's blow up the mine for a moment. We could have... Here. We could have just... no, actually, we couldn't. We have already done the shallow waters. Okay, it looks like we can develop the area as well. I was thinking we can't shallow waters this, so let's just blow up the mine and we'll rebuild it later. We could totally have just developed, though. We have the money. We have the spare money sitting around. I wasn't thinking. You get back over here and help us make food. I am concerned that yellow thinks it's a good idea to come over here. I mean, obviously, our war chief against their one warrior is pretty easy. Oh, it looks like they're bringing something else in, their own war chief. Oh, they're bringing lots of stuff. Actually, I don't know what's going on here. They have 2 war chiefs? Some kind of nonsense going on? Well, we can't colonize it while there are enemy units in it. I'm hoping we can kill the one. I think we're gonna have to back off here. Trying to keep an eye on this. Hold on, we should do this thing. So, what are our options again? Military units have a 10% chance of just negating incoming attacks. I think that's what's causing the miss notifications. Bodyguard is attached to your war chief. Wow, that seems powerful. And your war chief can fear non-neutral enemy units. This, it seems to me we probably want to be a little bit more aggressive this game. Yeah, we don't need this thing so much. Tactician really relies on you using your war chief effectively. I think that's the one, though. Okay, so we have our own reinforced armor. That said, we're still almost certainly gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna have to bail here. That's okay. We have a healer ready and waiting. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna organize a feast. Just have people be really effective at their jobs for a moment. We're out of stone. He colonized my thing. Well, we will uncolonize it from him real soon. What is this? Oh. A single Draugr has come to attack our trading post. Alright, so we can buy resources for money. which we will be doing pretty soon. As soon as it makes sense to, I guess. We actually have a ton of wood. What am I going to do with all this wood? I mean, I would really like to get the Altar of Kings established. We need a little bit more stone. There's more stone around here somewhere, right? There's stone in this tile. That one, unfortunately, is also not coastal. It's a real pain to take over. Well, I don't see as we have a lot of choice. Oh, we can, we can buy stone. How much do we need? Oh, wow. We need a ton, is the answer. Right? Isn't it? No, it's only 8. Still more than is actually available on the market. Over time, these values climb up. The food and wood climb up fast enough that you can actually see them doing it. The sickness is here, and that's very annoying. Yeah, yellow really caught us there. And it was almost as late as it could possibly have been for it to matter. Well, I think we are going to need tower resistance up. And 15 stone sounds really good right now, actually. Let's upgrade this and assign another person to it. I really need the healing to be happening more quickly. And we have some portals opening up over here. I mean, these are absolutely unimportant. We are 100% ready to fight some dudes. You know what? We need to take more territory over. No, wait, we totally don't. What we need to do is develop areas. Okay, there we go. That's how we'll solve that. We have all this money. I gotta remember to use it. We also have enough weird to... oh, they're building... Shoot. Let's get up here. I was hoping we get up there in time to stop that from happening. Well... They've made this a little bit more awkward, huh? We are gonna have to build some shield bearers. We're gonna have to actually, do real war here in order to take that. We don't need to do it right this second. Let's just get over here and be ready to fight the dudes coming through the portals. I will say we're getting pretty close to the 500 fame that will allow us to potentially generate some free units from doing war. Feast at this moment would definitely be risky. You know what? I'm going to do it. So while we're feasting, we're positive on food, and then when the feast ends, we can just purchase some more food. Okay, upgrading this would only cause merchants attached to it to generate extra stuff. We don't care about that, I don't think. I'm actually going to upgrade our other Hunter's Lodge as well. Somebody on that. Okay. It's a nice short winter. We are only at 25% on our relationship with the giants. That's going to take a little while to really come to fruition. Maybe too long. I think we can pretty comfortably just buy a big package of food here. And then I'm going to develop this area, and we're going to build a shield bearers camp here. I guess all of the healers can temporarily become gatherers? It's not totally ideal, but we don't have any healing to do. At least for the moment. We will in a second, I guess. But yeah, we'll get some shield bearers so that we can have them tank the tower damage, and we'll just try to burn it down as fast as possible. You know, we still haven't actually seen what a skirmisher does. Maybe we should build one of these. I'm definitely inclined to go for axe throwers because they have by far the best damage of the units that I'm aware of. But maybe skirmishers are really great. Okay, you go over here and become a healer because we're going to need a small amount of healing. Alright, now that that's done, we definitely want to just be over here. I'm not sure what the appropriate army size is. I kind of want to wait until... I mean, we should wait until spring, right? It would really be best to wait until we hit 500 fame, but that's... I mean, our fame's coming along. Oh, you know what? I was thinking that they were supposed to be generating fame because we took the knowledge that's attached to them, but that's not how that works. It's actually the relic that allows them to generate fame. Well, let's talk about that. Let's get that thing built. A fighting players is worth a fair amount of fame. So, if we just take this one territory from him, that will probably do it. A Fallen Sailors event is coming. Okay, well, that's a shame. I don't really want to have to be ready for that. It's very inconvenient. You know what? Become a shield bearer. We are going to need some more military. Apparently we're also going to need some more happiness. Unfortunately, the Horger is full and as maxed out as it's getting. But we do want better houses. You know, I'm just going to let that happen. That's fine. Here, you can become a healer temporarily and fix that problem. Oh, this was a dumb place to build a house, because we need to be able to rebuild that iron mine. We also need to do house upgrades, but we've run out of stone. Well, the good news is we can high tide this tile. And we may as well high tide this tile as well, right? We don't want to suffer the attack penalty. And then I think I'm going to save up. Let's attack. Let's see if attacking works here. So we send in the shield bearer first, so the shield bearer can catch aggro from the tower. Tear that dude apart, and then rotate the shield bearer out. He might not get away. I might have let him get shot too many times here. Oh, not quite. But as you can see, we're doing pretty good damage. So the moment this tower is down and they have no units in the tile, we'll start to see it get decolonized. We just have to stand here until the little thing empties. I'm actually going to have you walk back across the border here so you can start getting healed. And then as soon as this decolonizes, we recolonize it. And fallen sailors are approaching our coasts, which I'm just, like, really not happy about. This is not a good time for it. Okay, they got something. Some kind of unit is coming. Let's make sure the shield bearer is standing closest to the enemies. Okay, I think that's their war chief. Or one of their war chiefs, because there seems to be some confusion on that point. But yeah, effectively having a second war chief in the Valkyrie is super good. We're certainly not making a lot of friends right now. When we decolonize this, we should see a little bit of a fame boost, I believe. Yeah, a little tiny one. And then I'll take this, and then we will immediately build a tower in it. Right here. All the way back, as far away from the enemies as possible. And it would be really cool if the tower was finished... Okay. Somebody is coming. They're just getting there real slowly. Any other buildings, like non-military type buildings that were in the tile, you just get to keep. I mean, we're going to have to repair it, but... Yeah, I don't think this is going to get done in time. I'm gonna break off like a couple of units. No, that's too many. You know what? Just a couple of warriors might be sufficient. Let's come over here and stand by the coast. Keep an eye on the incoming soldiers. Alright, what do we want now? Military units gain plus 5% attack for each type of friendly military unit in the area. Or 3 happiness from the war chief. And 1 happiness for each upgraded military camp. I think we gotta take feeling safe. We're a little happiness starved at the moment. That's a real easy source of a nice value of it. Alright, why don't you just investigate this thing? Because I'm very curious about this. Okay, it looks like it's going to take a little while to figure out whatever that is. Oh, you know what? I just hit the select my whole army button. I don't actually want my whole army. I feel like things are going pretty well here. It seemed like Yellow was caught a little unprepared. We know that they have, at some points in the past, had more military units than what we saw there, so I'm wondering why they didn't respond more forcefully to that attack. It's definitely curious. I mean, we don't know what's going on in the rest of their territory. There's probably a good reason. Okay, so now when we kill military units elsewhere, maybe when we kill, or maybe when our units are killed, whatever. Sometimes we're going to get free ghosts. That seems pretty cool. Oh, you know what? I did it again. Force a habit. You just become one of these for the moment. Okay, looks like it's just right here. The Spectral Warriors don't do a huge amount of damage. Yeah, we're fine. You go back to being a healer. Turns out we're gonna need it. Future Sight reveals a volcanic eruption. Oh, good time for me to have built right next to the volcano. We should probably have a villager somewhere become a scout for a moment. Now that we've colonized the area that has the ruins here, let's just go and grab that real fast. So, Colby of the Horse Clan. I think that's the Horse Clan. I don't know anything about the Horse Clan. I'm not really sure what their deal is. Ooh, we are adjacent to a spawner. I did not realize. We should probably do something about that. We should also probably actually forge some tools. We should also probably buy some food. So I don't want to have to worry about this, especially as we're approaching winter. It's nice to have real income. Also, it's nice to have friends. Oh, I think those guys are in fact headed for our stuff over here. So we can forge some tools up. I'm definitely inclined to improve our hunter tools. We have a lot of hunters. Okay. So we have an iron deposit here. We can get some more tools. Loud rumbles come out of the volcano. Prepare yourselves. I'm very curious what this is actually going to do. I guess it says prepare yourselves. Right, this is the normal warning for this event. I forget that we get this super early warning. So we've thanks to the power of high tide, we've been able to construct a much more normally shaped area than I was expecting, which is nice because it means that it's defensible. Can we colonize? Okay, you cannot colonize the volcano. It does not have the button. Oh, I should probably, like, come over here and kill these wolves. Let's knock this out real quick. And actually, we should probably leave this scout in place, because we have some stuff that we should figure out. We're probably going to end up killing Yellow. I think that seems like a good idea, because we've definitely already made them angry. And that means we're going to need to explore their territory, but you can only explore another player's territory with an upgraded scout. So we're going to have to upgrade our scout building at some point here. Yeah, we may as well just knock that out now. Okay, we forged that upgrade. What's next? The relic that we want is going to be a little bit more expensive. I guess fisherman? Right, like we're kind of having food problems, having trouble staying positive. Obviously, we can just purchase more food. It's not a huge problem. Improves your war chief's attack and defense, or improves military units' attack against mystical creatures. I think let's make our Let's actually take military strategy. I like that a lot here. Because we have a fair number of different types of military units, right? The War Chief and the Valkyrie and the 2 different basic soldiers. We are probably not going to finish this whole game, this video, but I really want to at least get past the Volcano event. Alright, so we have lots of stone coming in. This needs to get upgraded. That is a total no-brainer. And we are hemorrhaging food. I guess this is something that should really receive an upgrade. Alright, so we have very teched out food gatherers. -5 is acceptable. We could just sit on -5 through the winter. Yeah, I'm totally comfortable with that. We're also burning firewood faster than we can gather it, but we have so much wood at this point. I guess you two can come back and have us not be negative on food. Molten rocks falling from the sky. Oh wow, they sure are. What is the deal with this? An unnatural glow surrounds this rock. Mine it quickly or face the magic within. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea. Alright, I'll do that. Making you have to, like, put up emergency buildings is neat. Oh, there's a lot of them. Actually, we got a bunch of them. That's trickier. Can we shallow water this tile? Yes, we did a financial expansion here. So give me one of those. We'll have our miners split up and grab some of these. That one is not my problem, maybe? And then the other one fell there. Okay. Alright, so you two go to this zone and mine that out real quick. We can just shallow water here, right? That's coastal. Gain control of 2 spectral warriors by studying an ancient graveyard. Neat. Dangerous foes whose mere presence within your borders reduce your clan's happiness. Oh. Okay, let's maybe move them somewhere else. Here, go stand over here for a second, guys. Yeah, they sure are reducing our happiness. Also, my clan would love it if I would improve housing. We can do that. Looks like it's a couple of points of that. How are we out of money? What am I doing? This is kind of our whole thing. Okay. The ghosts are outside of our thing here. What is this? A red skirmisher in this tile. Well, the ghosts will handle it. Ooh, look at all this iron over here. Do I need that much iron? Probably not. I should be, sorry, I should be paying a little bit more attention to the rock problem, right? We have a rock problem. Actually, we're gonna need some people on this as well. We cannot afford to wait for just these 2 miners. They're not gonna get the thing done fast enough. Mine the stone quickly or face the rock golems within. Well, you really do have to mine the stone quickly. I don't know that we're gonna get this done. Well, fortunately, we have a little bit of a standing army. It is nice to have an actual military. I rarely do that. Okay, our scout is exploring into Yellow's territory, which I think is a pretty important thing to do. Also, I foolishly used the Select All Units button. You guys, you have to get outside of my territory. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Having spectral dudes in the army is an issue because it makes that button really unsafe. Start mining. For the love of God, start mining. What is... Oh, a single Draugr is the problem. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Sacrifice your Valkyrie to immediately colonize a neutral or enemy zone. You need to improve this unit's tool to unlock Purify. That's an interesting ability. An interesting ability that I can't imagine us actually using. Okay, we did mine one of the rocks out. Uh-oh. They are enraged at the miners. I was not able to select that miner. Alright, you gotta get out of there, buddy. That's a cool obstacle, or a cool cool type of enemy. Oh, a bodyguard is attached to our war chief. That's handy. Alright, you guys need to go and help him. I'm not actually sure that this particular golem is going to be a problem for us. But to be perfectly honest, I kind of want that spectral warrior dead. Maybe that's a little silly, given that, you know, it's just like a free unit. But they're a hassle, and they're not actually that good at fighting. Alright, we have lots and lots of healing that needs doing. It turns out the volcano really is a problem, a much larger problem than I would have guessed. Let's clean up the fallout from that nonsense. Colby has forged the relic Danesleaf and Turfing. Oh man, not Danesleaf and Turfing. That is clearly just too much. We have lost some military units. We had some people die, I guess. I mean, I know we had one person die while we were actually taking the territory. Here, let's buff up our army again, because I saw, yellow military units are moving around. Looks like they backed off when they saw us. This is one of the great values of having good scouting, is that you can see the enemy military units. Well, we're being power healed. I mean, I think we're ready if they want to attack. We also, with the amount of damage we output and our shield bearers, we could just attack them. But I think maybe this, at the hour mark, would be a good place to stop. We've sort of established ourselves. We're ready for our first, like, really major conflict. I think we're probably going to have to kill Yellow to get through this in order to get enough territory and everything. And also, they're never going to stop trying to get revenge on us. So, for a myriad of reasons, when we come back next time, I'm going to try to get an episode out this weekend, probably Sunday. When we come back then, there's going to be a whole lot of murdering going on. And we'll see you then.